reaction video, and I know it's been a minute, but if y'all looked in my community, you know I explained everything about my certain things that's going on with my account and all things like that. But anyway, we back at it. Let's get straight into the video. I got a 2-for-1 special for y'all, so y'all know we're gonna get straight into it. I gotta come back with a bang for y'all, man. But yeah, let's get straight into the video. Let's get it. Got some Larry Bird stories. Let's go.
To Indiana State. I don't know how much you can share about that, but we would love insight into kind of the relationship you had and what kind of person Larry Bird was.
I saw Larry play when he was a junior. I was up there looking at Kurt Gilstrap at another school, and saw Larry play. And, you know, he was 6'3". I thought, well, that kid's really good, but he's, you know, I don't know if he's quick enough to play guard at the Division I level. And then I saw him again in the Indiana All-Star game, and he'd grown 4 inches. And I changed my mind real quick. I thought he was the best player on the All-Star team. As it turned out, he was. It's just that he was the 11th pick. You know, he's from small town southern Indiana and didn't get much publicity. And, you know, if he hadn't signed at Indiana University, he probably wouldn't have been on the All-Star team. When I got to Indiana State, I asked Coach King if they had been recruiting Larry. I said, you know, he's down in French Lick. And he said, no. I said, he said, do you think he's good enough? I said, Coach, he can get doubles for us. He said, well, maybe you better go see him then. And so the next day I was in French Lick and looking all over for him. When I finally got to sit down and talk with him, you know, his background, being a small town boy, we were a lot alike. Mm-hmm. And he was so shy he wouldn't look at you. He looked at the floor when he talked to you. Right. And talked about him coming to visit Indiana State. And we talked about his teammates. And he had a kid that played who was a year older than him. And he said, you know, you need to be recruiting Kevin Carnes, but I don't know if he'd come. You know, he's married, and I think his wife might be pregnant. And I don't know if she'd let him, but he'd have been a great player if he had gone to college. And I looked at him and said, Larry, they're going to say that about you one of these days if you don't take advantage of this opportunity. Mm-hmm. And I think that's probably that really rang a bell with him. And I think that probably is the reason why he ended up at Indiana State.
Talking about Larry, I want to hear the story about Larry worked for the street department there back in French Lick, correct?
That's correct.
And it's like he was not planning on going to play basketball anymore. You have an amazing presence and connection with people. And Larry Bird probably would not ever go on to play unless you connected with him. Was it that close for him just kind of continue on working for the street department in French Lick?
Well, I don't know. When you look back on it, when we sat there and we talked about a lot of things. We talked about baling hay, you know. That's how we made our money during the summer. They'd pay us, we'd get a group of guys and they'd pay us 3 to 4 cents a bale to put the hay, put it up and put it in the barn. That's right. And he did the same thing. And we had a lot of, you know, we played basketball on the outdoor courts and just, we had a lot in common. And when we sat there and talked, you know, I asked him what he was doing and he was working for the street department. I said, what all you do? He said, well, you know, different things. On Mondays, we'll clean the parks and pick up limbs and mow the grass. And maybe Tuesday we'll paint curves, and Wednesday. And he went on, he said, on Thursday, we always pick up garbage. And I said, what, you know, on a garbage truck? He said, yeah. I said, you drive the truck? He said, hell no, Sam drives the truck. I'm on the back. And the other assistant was there with me, and we kept going. And I asked Larry, you think you come to visit us at Indiana State? He said, well, I don't know. And the other assistant said, well, what do you want to work on a garbage truck for $2 the rest of your life? And Larry looked at him and said, well, I kind of like the job. And it kind of ticked him off. So I thought, I better get Stan and get out of here before Stan really makes him mad. And so I got up. I said, Larry, we got to go. I said, I'll be back in a couple of days, and you think it over. But he was okay with working that job. He was a gifted basketball player, but he's really humble. He didn't get to talking trash until he was in the pros.
Right. Now he was a great player. Could tell me now, but they went when they, I guess him and some other guys came to your school and they actually scrimmaged some of your players, and I think beat them pretty good, right?
Yeah. Well, what happened is, I'd gone back in 2 days and I had all the paperwork, the envelope address, had a stamp on it, and all I needed was Larry's signature. And so when I went back, they invited me in the house and fixed me some iced tea, and we sat there and chatted. And he said, "How do you know I was going to do the paperwork? I was going to sign." I said, "Well, this doesn't mean anything. You don't have to go anywhere, but if you sign this, it gives you permission to go." And so he signed, and I took it to the post office myself and mailed it. I said, when would you guys like to come visit? He asked me if a friend could come with him. I said, sure. And so he said, well, sometime this week. He said, do you practice in the afternoon? I said, yeah, our guys play pickup every afternoon. He said, what time? I said, generally at 3:30. He said, okay, well, we'll think about it. Well, I forget what day it was, but somebody came to my office and said, hey, Coach, Larry Bird's looking for you. And I said, no kidding. So I got up, went out, and they were in the gym. And him and three of his buddies, I said, well, you guys want to scrimmage against our guys? He said, yeah. I said, well, you got jeans on, jeans and T-shirt. I said, yeah. You want me to get you some shorts to wear? He said, no, we're just playing these.
That's right.
And so I said, okay. They just beat the snot out of them. I mean, they hammered them. And I'll tell you, Larry he really he made our guys look real normal.
Man, oh man, the good old Larry legend, man. Jeans, like what? Like that's his type. He's really the GOAT, man. Really the GOAT for real. But anyway, we back into the second part of another story I got for y'all. So let's get straight into the video. Let's get straight into it. Alright, y'all, let's get back into the second part of this video. Straight into another Larry Bird, good old Larry legend story. Let's get straight into the video. Let's get straight into it.
Playing at the Garden, man, on his last leg. Last leg, we're planning, and he told me, young fella, let me tell you something. I can shoot a jumper anywhere I want to. And he said, you supposed to be a great defender, right? He said, I'm going to make sure I tell you where I'm going to shoot the ball at. And I was like, man, come on now. You're not going to shoot the ball. And so he said, I'm going to take you over in that corner right there. You see it over there by my bench, right? And I'm going to give you something, and it's going to be this jumper. Right. And I said, shit, watch this. So all of a sudden, we playing, and I'm D'ing him up, and he slow ball me. That's why I got the slow ball. Put your back to your back like this, and his back was bad during this time. So he went right to that corner, and I'm up on him, I'm under him. And he said, young fella, what did I tell you I was going to do? And he turned around, raised up. We looked around, it was all draws. And I said, shit, I ain't gonna mess with you no more.
We got to Boston that night. He had some knee pain. I was like, it's a hell of a time for me to come over with knee pain. I look at the boy on Sean Kemp, Larry Bird. I'm like, so I look in the mirror, I'm like, well shit, bro, I'm about to get this one fits out here tonight. So before the game, I was over there rubbing my hands looking at him like, I'm about to get your ass, man.
What year was this for you?
This was my first year.
Oh, okay.
And that day, that morning they came out with a USA Today article, and they said that Larry didn't have it no more.
Mm.
So he came out that night to make a statement, and I was just the prime candidate to be.
Yeah.
Before the game, he told me, he was like, he just shook his head at me. He said, man, it's going to be a tough night for you.
So what did he put up?
I think he gave me 40, 46 and 3.
What'd you do?
Well, I ended up fouling out, but I was on his ass. I'm gonna tell y'all this, man. I'm gonna tell you this, man. I was on. He was actually calling out bank shots. He would say, next time, bank shot left side. I'm gonna pump fake you. Your dumb ass gonna go for it.
He would tell you that, and it happens.
And I said, first of all, I'm gonna be so close to you. If you shoot the ball next time, I'm gonna try to rip your arm off your shot. And what you think he did, man? A quick pump fake, dog, and you go for that shit here.
Got you.
Man, come on, man.
Now, our back line at one time was Kelly Tripucka, Bill Lambier, Kim Benson. 3 white dudes.
2 of them I ain't ever heard of.
Okay. All right. So we walk out on the court, and he said, "Who guarding me?" And I said, "Well, hey, you know, we both from Indiana. We talking stuff." Me and his mom had a close relationship in college. His mom would write me like notes, was even writing me notes like when I was in the pros, like, you know, good luck, everything else, right? So Larry used to always call me Cheesy, right? He's like, "Cheesy, who guarded me?" And I was like, you know, you got Kelly, got Lem, I got Benson. He's like, "You ain't got no brothers?" He's like you? He's like you?
Disrespecting me.
That's what he said.
Straight up.
That's exactly what he said. He said, "Hey, man, you can't put no white dude on me." That is straight disrespect, right? He said, "Don't put no white dude on me." So check this out. So the next year we come back, I said, "I got somebody for your ass," right?
Yeah.
He said, "Who you got?" I said, "Rob." He said, "Okay, he's a little better." He said, "But don't ever put no white dude on me because that is disrespectful." I said, "Okay." Now, I don't know how America gonna feel about that.
They'll be all right.
But I think he said it in Sports Illustrated too.
Yeah.
You can go get the quote.
I heard other people talk about Larry Bird, and I had conversations with people like John Sally, and he said the same thing. He was black.
Yeah, I was like, man.
When he walked on the court, he was black.
A lot of people don't know this. You probably know this, Dan, but Larry Bird was one of the biggest trash talkers in basketball. And a lot of people say, really? You know, they thought it was Reggie or Charles. Larry Bird talked more trash on the basketball court than anybody I've ever played against. And he told me 2 things one game. You know, our rotations, double teaming Kevin McHale, always had to rotate to the corner, and Larry Bird was the one shooting. You know, so he shot one, and I mean, I'm trying to block this shot, and he would just tell me, "Scott, you're a little too late." You know, a little too late. So we playing them in the last play. He says to James Worthy, he said, "You guys don't have to worry about it. I'm gonna go right over to that corner." He said, "They're gonna set a screen for me. We're taking the ball out." He said, "I'm gonna curl right over," and he's telling us to play. He's telling us to play before they even take it out. He said, "I'm gonna go right over to that corner and I'm gonna catch it, and I'm gonna shoot it, and I'm gonna tie the game or win the game, whatever the case may be." They take the ball out, and I think it was either Danny or
DJ,
the late great DJ.
Yeah.
Take the ball out, man curl right to the corner, caught the shot, shot a 3, game over. It's like, are you effing kidding me?
That's crazy, man. That is wild. I'm telling you, these Larry Birds is. I miss doing these videos, but I'm glad I'm back, man. I just appreciate y'all. Let me know what y'all think of these videos, these stories. Actually, it's crazy because I actually forgot that I did see some of those clips in there. So that was just good to even be able to see some of the clips that I've seen before in some of my other videos. But some of them I didn't need to see either. But especially like the one where he was playing in his jeans and stuff. Like, man, that's really GOAT status right there. Like, you know you good. You just playing my, like, you know what? I'm just going to play in my jeans. Like, I got it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy. But anyway, man, we're going to roll. We're going to get these videos rolling, man. I'm glad to be back. Even though I wasn't trying to take this long. Wasn't really trying to take this long because when I did try to do something, like I told y'all, I had something going on with my YouTube and my account and things like that. So I had to email and to all this other stuff that just kind of set me back just a little bit. But anyway, we back at it. Videos coming. Subscribe if you're new. Hit that like button. Turn on that bell. Appreciate y'all so much, man. On to the next video. I'm out of here. Love y'all so much. Peace. Oh yeah, and go Eagles, go Eagles, go Eagles. I mean, we running it up, man. We just gotta keep it going. But anyway, love y'all. I'm out. Peace.